Welcome back to the Final 24-Hour channel, the channel that takes you deep inside the last day on Earth of the world's most famous and infamous figures. We uncover what really happened in their final 24 hours alive. Today's video will be the final 24 hours in the life of rapper XXX. In the early hours of June 18, 2018, the Florida night gives way to mourning, and José Dwayne Ricardo Onfroy wakes in Deerfield Beach. At 20 years old, he is already one of the most polarizing and influential voices of his generation, carrying the weight of fame, controversy, remorse, and ambition in equal measure. The day ahead looks ordinary on the surface, but it will become a final chapter watched and replayed by millions. The morning passes quietly. Messages arrive from friends and collaborators. Plans are discussed and adjusted. There is talk of music, of movement, of the future. José has been speaking often about change, about growth, about learning from harm and choosing a different path. To some, those words feel sudden. To others, they feel urgent and sincere. Late morning turns to afternoon. He leaves home to run errands, stopping at a motorcycle dealership. The visit is brief and unremarkable, the kind of moment that usually fades into routine memory. Outside, the Florida heat presses down, traffic hums, and time continues without hesitation. José scrolls through his phone, answering messages, thinking ahead. His public image is loud and volatile, but these moments are private and small. There are plans for charity, for music, for a future he has begun to imagine more clearly. Minutes later, everything fractures. Violence interrupts the ordinary rhythm of the day. What follows is sudden and irreversible. Emergency responders arrive. Sirens cut through the afternoon air. The news spreads faster than confirmation, rippling across social media before the facts can settle. At the hospital, efforts are made, but time is already decided. José Onfroy is pronounced dead. He is 20 years old. Within hours, shock becomes grief. Fans gather in streets and online spaces, replaying lyrics, sharing videos, searching for meaning. His voice, once a source of chaos and catharsis, now echoes with finality. For many, the loss feels personal. As evening falls, the world reacts in waves. Tributes appear from artists who saw his talent, from listeners who found solace in his pain, from critics who still wrestle with his contradictions. His life resists simple summary. It is a story of trauma and accountability, harm and attempted healing, brilliance and volatility. The final hours of XXX's life contain no grand farewell, no closing speech. They end in the same uncertainty that marked much of his time in the spotlight. What remains is the music, the questions, and the complicated legacy of a young artist who burned brightly, briefly, and left the world arguing, mourning, and listening long after the last note fades. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you will be instantly notified of new videos. See you on the next one.